We make it easy to stay in touch all day at work. Listen online at supertalk1570.com or download the free app for your smartphone or tablet. Now more Michael J. Thorpe on Supertalk 1570.
You can make a difference in your community in a lot of ways. Work with kids, clean up parks, work with animals. How about in hospice centers? How about volunteering to work with all of them? Well, the Valley Area Agency on Aging is looking for adults 55 and older who will work with the Retired Volunteer Program. Plus, they will teach you how to do that. Joining us this morning is Minnie Cabine, the volunteer manager at Kindred Hospice, and Lorraine Travis from the RSVP program, and she's the manager. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us this morning. Let's start by asking, what is RSVP, which is the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program? What is that?
Well, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program is a program that falls under the umbrella of Senior Corps. We've all heard of AmeriCorps. We're one of the corps, sponsored by the Valley Area Agency on Aging, who since 1974 have been advocating for seniors in Genesee, Lapeer, and Shiawassee County. We about a year and a half ago discovered that there's a huge need as the senior population grows. We have a tremendous need to find things for seniors to do, not just services that will help seniors who are trying to stay home as long as possible, aging in place, but as far as the seniors out there that really need to be able to give some time back.
Keep them active.
Yes.
And the beauty about seniors is often they have years and years and years of experience working with other people, managing businesses.
Yes.
All the different things that they do, they bring all this experience with them and a lot of it. So they're perfect people, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You have an orientation program coming up. Let's talk about that for a second. It is today, to get it quickly. So tell us about the orientation program.
Yes, that orientation is being held at Kindred Hospice. We're actually looking for people who might have an hour or two a week to just spend with some of our caregivers out in the community. If anyone has ever been a caregiver of someone seriously ill, they know how daunting the care for that person can be and how challenging it is to get out, even just to go get a hair appointment or get their nails done or even grocery shop. In some cases, take a nap. So Kindred has graciously offered to host one of our orientations in the hopes of getting people who wouldn't mind doing that.
So, well, I wanted to ask, what does the training look like, or the orientation? What does that look like? Is that something that you can talk about, Minnie, or?
Sure. We are focusing on the volunteers that we need at Kindred also.
So you're doing specific for the kind of needs you'd have at Kindred.
That's correct.
This particular orientation. Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
And what we need is, we need volunteers who are professional and who can serve and fulfill the patient and family members' needs. And that is providing companionship to the patient and the
spending time,
family. Yes,
maybe reading.
Absolutely, listening to them.
So when you have your orientation today, what do you tell people that will show up? How do you train them or orient them to do that kind of thing?
Well, first of all, we'll let them know that training can be scheduled according to your calendar, and we're focusing on the administrative volunteer, someone who can come in and help in the office, and also patient support, because we need them, like you said, to sit with them, read to them, write a letter, and just be there for comfort for our patients.
So it sounds like you want to find people that can come in and use their particular skill. Maybe what they are old CPAs that like to work with numbers, and there's always somebody and something that needs to be done with numbers. Maybe they're just very social.
That's correct.
You can use your gifts in a lot of different ways to help out. And in this particular case, we're talking about the Kindred
Hospice.
Kindred Hospice. I'm sorry.
Flint,
I keep on losing that second word there. Yeah.
Yeah. So RSVP, how they are able to help our agencies in the community. We partner with, right now we have about 27 partnering agencies. RSVP develops a contract that says you need volunteers and we'll help you find some. And the way we do it is we offer an extra layer of support to these volunteers. We are able, through grant funding, to provide some mileage reimbursement to and from their volunteer work, which for some seniors, that sometimes is the only barrier is, gas money.
Right.
They have the time, but they're on a fixed income. We offer no-cost excess auto liability insurance, so there's never a fear of liability. We offer every volunteer a life insurance policy. They get to name the beneficiary should anything happen to them on their way to, during, or on their way home from their volunteer work. Recognition, newsletters. So we offer that extra layer of support to our partners in the community who are using these volunteers.
So you're making it easy for people to volunteer.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be a cost problem here, and if you're worried about getting in trouble on the way or back, we'll have insurance, that kind of thing. Besides that, when you're talking to senior citizens or anyone, it's a great way to meet people.
Absolutely.
That is true.
Active.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't just helping Kindred Hospice. This is sometimes
it's helping the volunteer
to get out into the community, because I've done a lot of reading on this, and sometimes when people get older, they end up being kind of shut in some ways. They're maybe their spouse is gone, or their family's moved on, or something, or they're working.
Yes.
And they just.
And I always say that volunteers live longer, healthy lives.
Yes,
I
they absolutely
agree.
do.
How many people are involved right now, volunteer-wise, in the RSVP program?
In the last year and a half since the program began, we have recruited nearly 120 volunteers for our partnering agencies. This program started out with 0. We had no partners, no volunteers. This has been well received by the community, by nonprofits. Proprietary healthcare organizations would qualify to partner with RSVP in the hopes of getting them volunteers. That's the whole idea, is giving that incentive for people to volunteer.
So, Minnie, you're having the program today, the orientation.
Yes.
Who's going to be providing it? Is it you, and what are you going to be teaching them?
Yes, I'll be hosting the event at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll be having volunteers and prospective volunteers to come in, and we'll orientate them through the RSVP, because I'm partnering with Lorraine, because we do cover Flint and also the surrounding area. So we're talking about the interests of, like I said, volunteers who have to travel a distance, and they will be able to get that stipend.
So today's orientation is basically designed to introduce potential prospective volunteers to the idea of volunteering. We'll talk about the opportunities, we'll talk about RSVP and the benefits there, and then Minnie will briefly go into what her opportunity would look like. Now, once they agree to come on board, Minnie would have some additional training that is specific to her hospice work. And that's sort of how the orientations, it's not really a training, it's an orientation of what we are, what we're all about. Nobody's obligated to join anything. They can just come, check it out, hear what we have to say, and make that decision. We do have other opportunities besides companionship with hospice.
Well, this is just the one you're talking about right now.
Yes.
How long will the orientation take this afternoon?
It'll take about an hour and a half.
Okay, so it's once again, what time is the orientation?
It's scheduled at 2 o'clock.
And where?
It'll be at Kindred Hospice, 4458 Oak Bridge Drive, Flint, Michigan, 48532.
And if a senior citizen, which I hate calling people over 55 a senior citizen, if experienced adults want to help out, do they have to sign up? Do you have to register? You just show up? But let's say they wanted to get some more information on the RSVP program. Where can they get that?
Well, let me give you a telephone number where they can directly get more information. It's, again, Valley Area Agency on Aging, and that is 810-239-7671. 239-7671.
That
is correct.
If you want to, and volunteering can be therapeutic. One of the things that's helpful is to know that there are people who need more help than even you do.
Absolutely.
And to meet people and have some fun. So it's this afternoon once again at the Kindred Hospice, and we can get more information once again at the
Valley Area Agency on Aging, 810-239-7671.
Thank you, Minnie Cabine and Lorraine Travis, for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
It's 7:47 at Super Talk 1570.